Good morning, dear aspirants. I hope you all are doing very well. I'm sorry that I'm uploading the session too late. It's too late, but till 12 p.m. I'm uploading the session. Okay, so mm, let's begin today's session. It's the Indian Express newspaper, and we are going to read all the important slide of this. The first news is about the Shia mosque targeted Islamabad suicide attack leaves 31 dead, 169 injured. Okay. India won 6th U19 World Cup title, defeat England by 100 runs, future perfect. India under 19 players celebrate after defeating England in the World Cup final at the Harare Sport Club in Zimbabwe on Friday. Digital fraud cases, where RBI plans compensation up to 25,000 even if victims share OTP. Okay. 43 years after Kapil leaves, another 175. Suryavansi's 15 sixes for 15 fours power India to record total of 411 runs. Under 19 players defeat England in World Cup final. Okay, it's the news of cricket. So good news. Capital shame. 25-year-old dies as bike falls into pit dug by Delhi Jal Board. It's Jal Board. 2024. So it's a 2020 to 2024 where MOD cleared 35 books. Jen Naravani's only one pending. Few complaints, but conversation net prompt deals Mirzapur Jim's a body blow. This is the second page, and this is the detailed explanation of the first page. So read it in detail about the city. Not much important in context of any exams. This one is important where UP Women's Panel chief writes to all DMs. So school must not send homework on phones. It's a normal news, not relevant. Moving, it's a politics page, and we have to ignore the politics page because it's not relevant in context of banking or any SSC exams. This one is important about the nation when Meghalaya coal mines blast. Side rate all mine, 25 dead. A race against time and a disaster long foretold. And there are rescue operations underway at coal mining site in Meghalaya's East Jaintia Hill district on Friday. PM Modi interacted with a student during the ninth edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha at his residence in New Delhi. Pick up skills, use technology to boost strength, PM tells a student. UK court rejects Nirav's plea to delay Bank of India trial over vision loss, depression. Will affect social camaraderie. Bihar minister warns against misuse of a Supreme Court it's not Supreme Court, Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Act after 70 Brahmins booked road under 3 feet snow, where villagers in Himachal's Mandi carry 75-year-old patient for 7 kilometers in makeshift chair. Finally, we are at the editorial page and we have to read it in detail. Okay, so any new technology, it's worldly wise, where any new technology, if it used by evil people, bad things can happen. Okay, so there are negative impact and positive impact. Sorry, there are negative impact and positive impact of everything. Either it's a technology or either it's anything. Even if you buy a fruit and you consume it without the quantity needed in your body, if you're consuming it a lot and a lot, it's automatic that it will cause some negative effect also, like you will face some cold, severe cold or cough. Okay, that's why it's about the people, how a people is using that thing or technology. Okay. Hmm. So, the first news or the first article is about the lower tariff is good news, but with the US, be aware of backsliding. Okay, it means that lower tariff means the tariff which is low is good. Okay, it's good to listen and it's good that everyone is using it. Okay, but the US be aware of backsliding. Okay, so what's the author Rajat Khaturiya want to say? Um, let's read it. As long as commerce proceeds on a new agreed terms, exporter will rejoice. Rejoice. The US remains India's most important single country trading partner, particularly when services are included. So, the unmatched cricket empire Harold Dickey Bird once said of Bomber, well, a spin bowler who batted at number 11 because it was not possible to bat any lower. That he was just a set up to use the spin. Hmm. That he was poor, so running between the wickets that when he shot, yes, for run, it is merely the basis of further negotiations, means communications. So the line is funny, but it captures the essence of what I am about to say quickly and somewhat curiously. On the hills of India and the European Union, signing what has been described as the mother of all trade deal, US President Donald Trump took to social media to announce a trade deal with India. Detail, as is the norm, will follow. For the moment, here is what is publicly known. The US has reduced its total tariff of Indian goods from 50% to 18%. This includes removing the punitive 25% tariff imposed in August 2025 in response to India's purchase of Russian oil. So, where the US has reduced the total tariff of 50% to 18%, and it will include the removing of punitive 25% of tariff, which is imposed in August. Okay, and in response, India purchase of Russian oil will lower the baseline and reciprocal tariff from 25% to 18%. So in return, India has reportedly committed to stop purchasing Russian oil and instead source oil from the US and Venezuela. The recent source where the oil is purchased is from US and Venezuela. So India has also pledged about what? It's about the tariff to reduce tariff and non-tariff barriers on American goods to zero and committed to purchasing over $500 billion worth of US energy technology, agriculture product and coal, although no timeline has been specified. So, the headline question is simple. How seriously? The author is just trying to ask that how seriously should we take this announcement, especially when it comes from the past president who has been handedly responsible for inflicting irreparable damages on the rules based on trading system. Pain is strikingly constructed after World War II. This is not to dismiss the deal outright. Any easing of tariff and restoration of predictability is good news. Thousands of hours negotiation and patient diplomacy have clearly taken place. So the effort will bear fruit as good and services continue to flow. As long the commerce it will proceed from the new agree terms, exporter will rejoice. The US remains India's most important single country trading partner, particularly once service are included. So it's about the relationship which India and US are showing. And today, the engagement with US, however, Halaki, it comes with the statutory warning where backsliding is a strong possibility, where several countries and individuals had discovered this the hard way. The European Union has oscillated between being a strategic partner and being a target. Elon Musk learned that proximity offered no immunity. No deal, grandly announced, is safe from the impulses of a president with a demonstrated disdain for rule-based trade. So this is not how institutions are meant to function, and that point is into deeper contemporary problem. Much of what is taught in economics and much of what underpins modern growth, the theory, the rest of simple propositions, institutions matter. So the some stable rules with commitment and constraint of executive discretion reduce uncertainty and the courage investment. So what about the economic models which build up as an exemplar of this logic? So now the emphasis is now on display. Trade policies can be written by executive fight means Bhagya Destiny, a deal announced on social media and market access made conditional on geopolitical alignments. Okay, so in such a world, hmm, where the diversification is prudent or universal choice, in earlier piece on the India, where European Union and the Free Trade Agreement not an endpoint, mark reform push for next strategic move. I had invoked the Mandal and to describe India's emerging trilemma. India cannot simultaneously maintain unshackled access to Russian oil, preserve complete strategic autonomy, and deepen trade integration with the US. Something had to give. The EU deal appeared to have eased one constraint by opening European market. So what about the European? How it admittedly and fractious. So India consciously deal with the trade-off and accepting regulatory frictions, negotiations in return of predictability. So India voted in favor of institutional reliability, who received the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2024, has long advanced. His work emphasizes that good institutions are fundamental to long term economic development. The resultant policy prescription is clear. build a strong institution and prosperity will follow. More than 3 decades ago, in 1992, Jagdish Bhagwati warned the US against aggressive unilateralism and the damage it could inflict on the global trade system. The warning now appears strikingly prophetic, where the engagement with Russia, US accept, despite and it will maintain deeper relationship with other major economies. Economic Union budget represent last Sunday underscored, and India must promote and expand labor-intensive manufacturing, especially after the damage inflicted by the 50% US tariff. So, textile and apparel gems and the jewelries it faces high competition from Bangladesh, Vietnam, and which whose lower access to America, lower duty access Indian exporter had a disadvantage. They recently announced removal of punitive tariff and reduction of reciprocal tariff will help level the playing field somewhat. So, European Union relationship is essential because it provides critical diversification in the word of PG, word house, relationship need tendering, tending, nurturing, and assiduous fostering of for India and the European Union alike. This is sound advice. Okay, so this is the whole article, and it will give about the ideas of the stopping that not buying the Russian oil and lowering of tariff from by U.S. government. Okay, by through U.S. president from 50 to 18%. This is the whole news and article. Another is about the RBI maintains status quo, conserves policy ammunition. Okay, it's about the RBI maintains status quo and it conserves policy ammunition. Start is over. Will a nuclear arms race restart? About the ideas page. About the nation. 7 Maoists killed in Gadchiroli gunfight. Injured Jawan dies. Punjab AAP leader shot dead outside Gurdwara in Jalandhar. Moving to the economics page in the explanation page. It's about the economy and this is the gold rate, US dollar, and the silver rate. Due to lowering of the tariff, the there are some changes shown in US dollar as per rupees. Where our first news is about the Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committee. Repo rate steady. Heat. It's rigid at 5.25%. Fiscal year 26 GDP inflation projection raised. So, when inflation provided the leeway, choot discount leeway means the discount remained growth supportive while preserving financial stability. RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra, the MPC will guided by the evolving macroeconomic conditions an outlook based on data from the new series in charting the future course of monetary policy, uptick in inflation. India's central bank holds interest rate steady what drove the policy decision. Another one is about RBI doubles collateral free loans to MSMEs to rupees 20 lakh. Banks will be allowed to lend to REITs, promote financing in real estate sector. India will place amid global unrest. Small car concessions scrapped under new norms. REC get in principle, not merge with PFCs. Vidarbha holds 75% of Maharashtra mineral best iron ore. Remember the names which is written here. RBI Deputy Governor Shri Chandra Murmu, Deputy Governor Swaminathan Janakirman, Governor Sanjay Malhotra, Deputy Governor T. Ravi Shankara, and Poonam Gupta. Okay, about the world. Finally, we are at the explanation and we are going to end today's session about the health where IIT-B researchers overcome a key cancer therapy bottleneck. Russian oil imports may fall but unlikely to stop. India's crude import from Russia in 2025-26. Global, despite tariff strategy, US manufacturing jobs fell under Trump. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching this session. If you genuinely liked my content, then please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, thank you.